Actually, no, I'll just leave it off for now.
Hi viewers, you're just tuning in. I'm just eating Okinawan sweet potato.
Which
Fresh
is
from the pot.
which looks like taro.
Pretty
From
much.
yeah, which looks like taro. Pretty much is taro. I don't know. Ish.
Just starch, everyone.
Yeah.
I'm hitting one of the parts in the food pyramid.
Yes. Okay.
No, that's a lie. I ate a salad, so I did 2 parts of the food pyramid.
Yeah. All right. Well, today on 195 of the Hypecast. First off, welcome back, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. So it is a lighter week, so we don't have quite the news load that we kind of usually do.
Nice.
In fact, we don't even have anything to talk about for fighting games. It is what it is.
Technically, Multiverses was talking about their beta session.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
but would you count that as a fighting?
Sure, I would, just because it's Smash, and a lot of people consider Smash to be a fighting game. So only the the weird hardcore people are like, oh, it's a what do you call a platform fighter or whatever, and they don't even like directly just call it a fighting game for some reason because it's just, I don't know, maybe it's like insecurity or something. Oh, panda, nice. Big old bag of panda.
My little niece. My little niece is like this. Like, that goes like,
yeah.
I take. Thank you.
So wait. So what was talked about in that? If there's anything to take away from?
They were saying something about their beta sessions and stuff. How there's like a lot of feedbacks.
Right.
Like multiverse. I had to think how to spell that.
Multiverses.
It's like multiverses. Oh, actually, hello. There's a video on YouTube about it.
Oh. I mean, if there's no like character reveals or anything like that, but I mean, we can glance over.
Open beta. There you go. It's a 1 minute.
Okay.
Yeah, goes that.
Okay. I'll just drag it on over to the. Oops. Yeah, drag it on over to the window. But let's see. Give me a minute here.
Basically, it was just saying there's an open beta early access on July 19, and the creator was just going over like what like the future timeline for this game is, which is like,
what the roadmap looks like, pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I do like more when developers do that, so it's not like, okay, here's the game.
Right. It's not like out of nowhere sort of curveball type of situation.
It's like, that's it? Yeah. Oh wait, no, we have something, but it'll be like later. Because again, at least we know like what's ahead.
So early access is the 19th, and then for everyone else is 26. Okay, I see.
Yep.
Okay. So
like, to me, I'm so sorry, Nick. The Nicktoons fighting whatever's. Multiverses, by how it looks, trailer wise, and like when people are playing it, looks a lot polished. Looks more polished than.
Oh yeah, I mean, that's what a game with actual budget looks like. I mean, not just passion or whatever, right? So, I mean, you gotta give it to the Nicktoons people, but like, yeah. Sorry, but anyway. But
no, I was just saying, like, and also, something that people also wanted was voice lines.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, they were able to get that done. Although granted, I mean, it's something. Let's put it that way. There's not like, it is something like you would think it would be there by the launch, right? But it's because like pretty basic voice lines, not like nothing like, you know, nothing too deep, and then some like ha, 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 and then just some like one-liners here and there, but that's pretty much it. And then Patrick, like when Patrick gets like killed or knocked out or whatever, he's like, oh, you know, it's like what you expect, you know. So, but still, give credit where it's due. So they did it right. So here on out, we're gonna hear voices from there. But here, like you were saying, they have the voices already. In fact, I think there's quite a bit of lines, like interaction. I feel it's more lively. It feels like, because it's built with the voices and stuff like that. So it's like, it feels like it's there, you know, like it's actually like it blends in more nicely. It doesn't feel like Nicktoons where it's like slapped on after launch or anything like that. So, you know, and it's free to play. No, not to mention it'll have like the live service model, sure, but I'm sure that's all like cosmetic and whatever. Hopefully it's not too egregious by any means. But yeah, I mean, either way, hopefully I can get my hands on it by either the 19th or the 26th. So I'll definitely check it out. I'll try to main Iron Giant, and yeah. I mean, I'll try to go around the roster as much as I can, but I'll probably stick with Iron Giant more, because giant robot. You know, I gotta stick with my giant robots like Sentinel from Marvel 2 and Marvel 3. So yeah. Do you plan to give it a chance?
Give it a shot?
Give it a shot?
Probably not yet. Like, there's no characters right now.
Right.
That is like, ooh.
Like screaming to you?
Yeah. So, I guess I'm just gonna wait to see what else, from their vast array of characters they'll pull in. I mean, if they put LeBron James, be laughing my ass off.
Okay, but who is the character that will be like, okay, I'm gonna like get on this game? You know what I'm saying? Like, is it like Gandalf? What is it? Who?
Blue Beetle.
Blue Beetle. Oh wow. Okay.
I mean, yes, he was in Injustice, but holy crap, his gameplay was bad.
Yeah, especially at the time. Yeah,
I did not like his gameplay. I was like, oh yay, Blue Beetle, you're here.
I mean, I think he was just bad altogether. So I mean, it's not just his gimmick. It's the fact that everyone else was better than him. So it's like, I think
Blue Beetle was just thrown in there. So Ed Boon and the rest of the guys just like, hey, here he is.
Maybe, I don't know. Whatever the case may be. But I mean, Blue Beetle, I mean, that sounds like a kind of a niche sort of shot, but we'll see. We'll see if he makes it in there. Yeah. That would be pretty neat, though. I mean, to have Blue Beetle. Is it just Blue Beetle, or is that?
I mean, there's others, but I can't think of one
right now. Okay. But I mean, so like no one from like Cartoon Network or like Looney Tunes or anything like that, or
Pepe Le Pew.
Yeah, that could be one. I feel like although
how much are they gonna butcher him though?
Right, because today's times and stuff like that. What about? No, wait, never mind. My mind went to a different thing, but but no one from like Harry Potter or like Fantastic Beasts or anything like that, or Game of Thrones, you know.
We go with Mario.
Oh. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, who else gets thrown in there? So I mean, when it comes to like anyone else, I can just like think of like randomly. I feel like Lola Bunny is gonna like make it in there just because she was pretty popular at one point when what was it, Space Jam 2 was announced or whatever. So like there was like a lot of fan art and stuff like that. So they gotta like get on that. I feel along with fan art, fan art, yes.
Like good fan art and then fan art.
Then there's the naughty ones. Let's just put it that way. What is it? I mean, LeBron James could also have a chance, which would be fucking hilarious, like you said. But I feel like he does have a chance just cause he kind of has his like foot in there. But like what is popular right now? I mean, when it comes to like
WB
and
or like Cartoon Network.
I mean, I guess Teen Titans Go, like their Teen Titans Go forums, I feel could make it in there. Not so much like the the original Teen Titans cartoon forms, but they probably, I don't know, they might go for that one since they have like more better proportions, so that way they have like better reach or something like that, or they say fuck it and they just go with the Go forms because the Go forms are really popular right now, as opposed to, you know what I mean. Definitely not like, Young Justice or whatever, Young Justice League, whatever it's called. That's probably a little more niche, bit of a reach there. I wonder. It'd be pretty funny is if they pull something from like the Discovery Channel side of things and they put in like Adam Savage and Jamie Hyneman from Mythbusters into the character roster. I think it'd be pretty hilarious. Although that sounds like a very like fantasy like pick more than anything. But anyway, I think that's pretty much it, right? I mean, open beta announcement, pretty much that is it. No other like significant news from fighting game side of things, really. Especially if we're talking about like, Street Fighter, of course, KOF. It's been kind of quiet on those sides of things. Even like DNF Duel, like I don't think they really talked about any like DLC stuff so far, as the game just launched from last by the end of June, I believe. So nothing nothing like significant by any means. So we're definitely in the middle of July, so we are going to be getting fighting game news one way or the other because of Evo, right? Which is like what, 2 weeks away. So we'll probably get it by definitely by that time. So we'll definitely get there. So let's just head on over to the frontline side of things and talk about some Marvel stuff to start things off. So I believe there was someone who blew the whistle sort of when it came to working with the MCU side of things regarding to like the CG effects and stuff like that, the VFX artists. This one comes from Drov Golval. Sorry to butcher the name, but he tweeted out with an article, I believe, about like kind of what's it like to work with Marvel, and apparently, according to this particular tweet, anyway, this person says that they're a horrible client to work with, and has seen way too many colleagues break down after being overworked, while Marvel tightens the purse strings, so to say. I mean, that's part of a quote from the tweet, and and this person also made it clear that it's not just like recent days, but also this has been a thing from the earliest days when the MCU started. So it's been an ongoing thing. Yeah, it looks like they have been like pretty demanding over time, and for most people, I guess anyway, it's a pretty toxic relationship, according to, again, Goval here. So Any comments just from hearing that?
I mean, I understand his his reasoning of why he left, but I read, I saw in that thread, I cannot find it again, that someone posted is like, if it only takes like one bad like experience in your X amount of years of being in the industry to just give it all up, then it pretty much wasn't for you. You were just chasing a fleeting dream. Because to me, that also proves a point. Because we all gonna have that bad work day and stuff, but to just outright say, oh, just because this one client was a piece of shit, I'm done. I'm done with this industry.
Is that what actually happened, or?
From what I'm gathering, this guy looks like, just from Marvel, he just done. He left the visual effects industry. It's like, Jesus. Because I'm sure, like, in retrospect, for both you and I, you had probably some clients, right, that were very not too keen on what they wanted from their work from you, correct?
I guess
like they were like demanding, or they would like do like last minute changes.
Yeah, I mean, changes like that do happen, but for the most part, for me anyway, as someone who has handled some freelance stuff, it was handled, I would say positively, as for the most part. Like I never had like personally like a really bad experience or anything like that. Like maybe like here and there, like yeah, it could be annoying, but it's just something like you have to expect, right? I mean, there are going to be changes from that person. Like I mean, I've I mean, like now that I talk about it, yeah, I mean, like and during college, of course, as someone who had quite a bit of video editing experience in the department I was in for for my degree, they're always like asking me about like, oh, like what do I need to do this, or can you do this for me, or hey, can you like help me out with this part of the video real quick, that sort of thing. And yeah, and I also remember making a video for one of the teams that were making the electric car, to represent our school, and I remember talking to that client, and she was like, this and this and that and stuff like that. But I of course went along with it. I never like felt that frustration, just because I think it just came natural to me that like these things are going to happen. Like a lot of changes, like, oh, can you do this instead, or oh, I think we should go back to this or something like that instead. That's stuff like that. It's like, yeah, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. When you're working with projects like that with people. And if what you're saying is true, then that means this person seems like is just blowing it up and trying to make the narrative their own thing, like their own, like it's to their favor, of course, to make them look bad, right? For the MCU look bad. And it would make sense, right? Because yes, and the MCU is big, but does that mean they're actually like big assholes to the people they work with, right? It yeah, go ahead. Oh, sorry.
Okay, I was thinking because Marvel, Marvel Disney is, sad to say, or kind of bring to light, they are a business. They're pumping out so much stuff. There are going to be deadlines. And it all depends also on the core thing for some of these deadlines is your team.
Yes.
If one of your team members is lacking, everyone gets the flag. Again, I can understand the one making the tweet saying, Marvel is
A bad
probably
client. Yeah.
a bad client, but it's more like, to me, it's like I understand, and for me, I would not want to be a profession in visual effects. 'Cause I've seen like what's it called, behind the scenes of what visual effects professionals have to go through. And it's also because I also watch Corridor Crew. Thank you guys for showing me that it can be fun doing visual effects, but it can also be a nightmare.
Yes. Especially when you are being pushed to do it by the deadline. So.
Yeah. And then it's like, I know there should be, if it's only one person making, their voice big like this, it's like, I hope it doesn't turn into like the Me Too movement again.
Like the Gamergate kind of thing too. Like.
Yeah. And it's like, and then Disney has money, so if this becomes big, that everyone again starts attacking Disney because of this tweet or other tweets that would do like this, they will do something, and it's not going to be pretty.
Right.
It's gonna look pretty. It's gonna look pretty on the surface level, but for like what they would do to quench the fire is like,
Yeah.
As I learned, like sometimes in working, you gotta suck it up and just stay quiet of it, or else
Yeah. No, I get.
Bite your ass.
I get it. There is that level of like restraint that you have to have, or self-control that you have to have, even if yes, what this one thing happened to you is really shitty. It's like, yeah, you can't let that one thing get to you that easily, and it's not just VFX stuff, but like just anywhere, man. A lot of stuff it sucks, work sucks, and I know someone that's kind of like that in my family, like where you have this like one thing happen and they just feel like they want to quit, you know what I mean? So you can't yeah, okay, again, I do understand, but you can't go just because of the one thing, right? I mean, you're always gonna have that one bad day at work, that one really bad day. Now, of course, if it's like something like Blizzard, right? I mean, this is all allegations, of course, but if all that stuff that's happening is true, then that's where it's like, okay, yeah, that's pretty shitty, and you definitely can do something about that. You have the right to do something about that, which is whether it's to quit Blizzard or protest and stuff like that. Make a union, whatever it is you have to do to get it done, right? For either for yourself or any people around you. But you have to pretty much like have that sort of spine, I guess you can say, and like you said, sometimes you just gotta suck it up, but yeah, if it keeps happening, and you feel that, yeah, I mean, it is actually if this is what they actually are, then I guess you have to go from there. But it could be like a case by case sort of thing, and at the end of the day, you just gotta play it by ear and kind of go from there, really. But yeah, from what this sounds like, then if it really is just a one thing and then they just quit the entire industry just because of that,
Yeah.
I think it's a bit of an overboard, going overboard sort of thing. Like
Mhm.
you can literally just go to a different client, you know. I mean,
Yeah.
and move on from there.
Probably not on Netflix because they killed them.
Yeah, they just laid off a lot of people, so
Yeah.
yeah. Like I would say, like the YouTube side of things, right? I mean, YouTube nowadays are paying pretty good for people, I imagine. You know,
Mhm.
when it comes to like YouTube sketches and like whatever it is, right? So, you probably find some work there. You know, for anyone who is in the VFX side of things. I guess you just gotta look into the right places. Really, is the hardest part. Anything else you wanted to go in?
Also, I was also reading like into this thread too, is that apparently this is not the first time that Maro's been, being very demanding. Looks like
Yeah,
it's been like before, but again, like when you really look at it, it's like it's a business, it's an industry. Um, some of the guess that what do they call it? I'm just gonna say the new bloods that took over really don't
mm-hmm.
have an understanding of how the machine works.
Yeah,
All they see is just we pumping this, and stuff like that.
yeah. I mean, of course, this is like I said, like work is kind of like that too. But you know, you have to remember of how the gaming industry is like that too. I'm definitely sure. Like I'm sure they're very demanding. They're like want this thing done by the thing, and then which is why we have the conversation about the crunch time. You know, the whole crunch time thing um happens within this sort of thing. So it's when it comes to those things, those big projects and big businesses and multi-million billion dollar sort of franchises and all that stuff, there is going to be crunch time, no matter how you look at it. I mean, um no matter how you try to like avoid it and stuff like that, it's probably going to happen, like one way or the other, you know. And um I guess it really depends on things. Like you gotta just, you know, if you're dedicated to your work, I mean, you know, you do what you gotta do, right? So I mean, you want to quit, then it's your call, I guess. But that's just kind of how it works, pretty much, when it comes to these things. Now, yes, obviously they want they companies should and need to make sure that they have all the um, right sort of benefits for their workers. You know, provide breaks and stuff like that. Um, be a little more understanding if they need a break, like oh, go see their families or something, this and that. You know, that sort of thing too. Um, it's not just the VFX or the workers that have to be on top of the game, but you know, definitely the corporate side of things too should, you know, keep an eye on the HR type of things, make sure that every worker has their rights, every you know, contractors, you know, have their sort of package, you know, done right sort of thing, or all that stuff. So everyone's got to do the thing, right? You know, everyone's like a cog in a machine, you know, and you know everyone's gonna make sure that their gears are good, that they're spinning, they're clicking, whatever, in order for this giant machine to keep going. So it's a tough thing. It's I'm sure there's a lot more to talk about. I'm sure, especially if one of us especially has had that sort of experience. I mean, but it is what it is, you know. You know, so. But yeah, I think we've said enough. Unless you wanted to wrap it up with something, but
Uh, just to wrap this up, is tweets like this gotta be careful because when there are new, fresh out of um college,
yeah.
when wanting potential, seeing stuff like this is already gonna put a bad taste in their mouth.
Uh huh. Mm-hmm.
Because I've seen it. Like now, the newer generation
Yeah.
the newer generations really take things face value. So
Yeah.
So if this actually makes like a potential new visual effects artists like no, like they're heading to Marvel's like door to like submit the resume, and then all of a sudden reads this. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
It's like yes, maybe you might have saved them from having a horrible client, but you also killed that person's potential like career or maybe
Uh-huh.
learning something. Because again, it all comes down to like your team when it comes to like in staffing and stuff. So again, maybe his team was shit, and that's why Marvel was hard on him, hard on his team, or maybe Marvel saw something that they didn't like, and they just tried to do the old like, okay, we gotta have this thing fixed by the end of the week.
Uh-huh.
That's just me.
Yeah.
Like I'm not picking any sides. I'm just going like, again, if this one client is the reason why you're quitting the entire industry, then I'm sorry. Then I guess it wasn't for you. You just wanted to have your name in the stuff.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's
Yeah.
I guess that's how it goes, you know, so. All right. We can definitely move on to the next topic of things. Oh yeah, there's a bit of a note right here. Just kind of like slapping it in here, I guess. So I guess it's just like a kind of the same thing. Like, yeah, this is the worst client to work for, you know, blah blah blah. But yeah, kind of just I guess adding to that topic or that tweet, pretty much. This one is a little more transparent, right? We don't have to really like dig into anything. Like this is just pretty bad altogether. I think this is like pretty shitty. So what happened here is that Hideo Kojima from Kojima Productions, you know, former like creator from Konami for Metal Gear and such, was misidentified as the assassin who unfortunately successfully assassinated the former Prime Minister of Japan, Shinzo Abe, which happened recently, and it was quite the dramatic event that took place, like just out of nowhere. You know, he had the assassin had sort of the similar haircut, I guess, similar enough, glasses, you know, of course being Japanese and stuff like that. Somebody is bound to like sort of stereotype them to look alike or something like that. So some people, I think what happened was, from what I've gathered, is that some people on 4chan was like, oh, he kind of looks like this guy or something like that, right? I think they weren't like too serious about that, but then you got that one person that took it too seriously from a news outlet of sorts, and then put it out there, and then now someone else kind of like what do you call, like, amplify that, and that game of
rode on to that. They rode on it.
Yeah, I guess like people like this, like these politicians or whatever, were like taking it seriously, especially with the pictures that they put in comparison with the assassin and Kojima. So like these, for example, I guess sent that like wrong message. So yeah, that's what happened pretty much. It was just that one guy that took it way too seriously, and then it blew up to this, I guess, so far.
Yeah.
And so Kojima is actually, from what I heard too, was considering filing a lawsuit for I believe that's defamation, right? So
which I believe he should pursue it, but it's more funny that that the French politician that we tweeted all three of those. Yeah, that one.
Yes. Yeah.
It's now deleted.
Yeah, it's deleted. Yeah, so.
So it's like, oh, you got caught, sir.
Yeah.
You got caught. So I don't know what he's dealing. So it's probably that. Maybe I want to say with the deletion, that's when Kojima's company went fully after. It's like, hey, that's not him.
Right.
Why are you doing this? Stop it. And
yeah.
Probably the guy was like, oh, I didn't know. It's like, he was like, wow. It's like, wow, we have something called the internet. And you decided to not do your research and just go like face value.
Right. Like just read the headlines like, oh, okay, yeah, he does look like him, and then just tweet it out or whatever. Just jeez, man. Even then, like it's like common sense not to like. It's like you're a politician. You're not a friend. Like you're not part of like the like crime investigation type of like identity type of like team or whatever. So it's like I don't know, why would you even like do that? But I guess they just wanted the social media clout,
the cool kids.
Yeah, like the clout or whatever, right? So it's really bad. It's pretty shitty. And I don't blame, of course, Kojima for feeling that way. So I mean, if it happens, it happens. But yeah, I don't blame him for even thinking about filing a lawsuit. So it could be like I think it is like pretty damaging, right? It is potentially damaging for his image and of course his company, right? Like now I'm pretty sure no one took that seriously, luckily, but you always got that one client like potentially being like yeah, we're gonna like back off from because of this and something like that. It's like, oh my god, really? You gotta like deal with that shit. But I'm pretty sure that's not what happened. I hope, but that's what could potentially happen, right? And that's like damaging to your image again, and that's why it's definitely considered defamation and stuff like that. So yeah, it was a pretty horrible situation, and just having people like that being lumped in there like that, like falsely, that's like even more shitty, just because of certain features and stuff like that. And come on, man, this shit's from 4chan. Like, come on, man. Like, if you like look in, like you said, like if you do your research and know where it comes from, like then it's like, ugh, okay, well, and I'm pretty sure those people who posted it feel like embarrassed and stuff like that. So there's like, oh fuck, that they feel like turtles that are just hiding in their shell now. So but yeah, hopefully this gets sorted out, especially for Kojima's sake. So hopefully this gets resolved. But I'm for the most part, it looks like no one else is taking it seriously. So no one else is like blowing up like, oh, Kojima does look like him. He helped conspire to murder the former prime minister by whatever means and blah 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 and stuff like that. So yeah. You just don't do that, man. Come on.
Yes.
All right. If we don't have anything else to say, we can definitely move on. This one is also unfortunately kind of shitty. This is involved with BMW, and why are we talking about this on a video game centric or nerd related podcast? Well, that's because BMW is looking into locking pretty much like some of the key car features behind microtransactions, quote unquote, or basically a subscription fee. So they're testing stuff like heated seats and stuff like that. That's being blocked by a software until you subscribe to their whatever program they have. But one thing to note is that they're only doing this in Korea. But the fact that it is happening, something like this though, is pretty shitty, because they could like set a sort of it's a precedent potentially for this to happen here in the US, having to lock stuff behind a subscription of sorts. Now, yes, to be also clear that there is a lifetime option. Like you can just outright buy it. But then it's like, why even have the subscription thing in the first place? But if they see that people are going to go for the subscription model, they could probably potentially just go with that one permanently, right? Instead of just being able to have a lifetime option, right? Kind of like with what happened with Adobe, right? All their new Adobe software, which I'm still raging to this day, that is locked behind a subscription model instead of just having a lifetime license option. And yeah, I mean, ever since it's been pretty shitty. Like, I don't want to pay fucking $100 a year to not own Adobe, whatever, like Premiere or Photoshop or whatever it is, or the suite, it sucks. So seeing stuff like this could really be potentially bad, right, in the future of how far this can go. Like, now obviously they're not gonna do this for like the key safety features, right? Like, they're not gonna do this for the seat belt. They're not gonna do this for the headlights. You know what I mean? Like, obviously they're not gonna go take it that far. When it comes to like the more optional stuff, like advanced cruise control and stuff like that, maybe even like, I don't know, brake assist or something like that. Maybe that's the farthest it'll go. But I feel like that's taking it too far because it's part of a safety thing. But yeah, probably something like the radio, heated seats, stuff like that. Now, if they took that far as the air conditioner, that would be people would be outraged, right? Especially if you own a BMW in Hawaii, in Florida, and like and stuff like that, right?
Jesus, now you're making me think. What if it's a microtransaction to hit the button to open the gas flap? Like,
dude,
every time you have to put gas, you have to pay like 5 cents.
I know, right?
Open. Oh, and then to make it worse, 5 cents, 25 cents to unlock that.
Don't, dude, don't give them ideas, man. That's stuff like that, right? I mean, it could happen. It could happen, yeah. Right? It could do it. It's possible. That's the thing about it. How far could this go? That's what gets people sort of like riled up especially when it comes to the car people, the car enthusiasts, right? And especially for BMW, where I guess in the future, right? Like, where we're not gonna have gas, maintenance is basically gonna be like on the low end because it's all gonna be electronic from here. There's not much like motors and a lot of mechanical stuff really to deal with in the future. There's gonna probably be like tires and of course the batteries and I guess like some of the electric motors and whatever, right? The computer, of course, right? That's like, but that can be fixed with software updates. So there's not as much like mechanical stuff going on, especially by the far future, right? So they're not gonna be able to milk the people from maintenance alone. I don't think by that time. So they're probably gonna try to milk people with the subscription stuff. So like the gas door fucking lid could potentially be one, maybe, but the trunk, right? The spare tire. Oh, if you need the spare tire, I'll be $25 for this month or something. But that's a safety feature, so I don't think they'll do that. But again, it's like that's all the potential stuff.
I got it. It takes a penny for every time you want to change the channel, and then you have to pay a subscription if you want to use Bluetooth to Bluetooth your
phone. Oh yeah. Man. Yeah, I mean, yeah, stuff like that, man. Like, could potentially be blocked behind that sort of stuff, man. And it definitely can suck. So that's why altogether I think this is pretty bad. Now, yes, again, this is not happening in the US, of course. This is only happening in Korea. But if this model somehow is successful in the eyes of the corporate suits and stuff like that, oh my god, like I hope they don't take this far, man. If it's like heated seats, then I'm okay with that because I've had heated seats in my previous car and they're not all that special. Like I hardly use the heated seats, honestly. Like there are times I just forget that I have heated seats and I was fine. Like it wasn't like, now granted I live in California, so it's not that cold, but like if there were times where it did warrant that and I did try it, and yeah, it's kind of cool, but I can definitely live without it. But like when it comes to like different stuff though, it's gonna be really annoying. So yeah, I think altogether it's pretty shitty no matter how you look at it, even though it's not happening in the US. Yes, or it's only happening in one major country or two, you know, but this could potentially have really bad ideas that could make people very angry. So yeah, I think we can definitely move on from there if you don't have any more comments about that. So let's get a move on to the next bit here. Oops, here we go. That's it on the front line. Now we have the games news, where we do have something pretty big to talk about, especially for you, Zawa, and that is indeed news for Bayo 3. So we finally got a release date, which is October 28th. So it's well within the well before holidays slash you know, in the fall season. So that's pretty cool, and it's like right before Halloween too. So it's like kind of appropriate. Yeah, that's kind of nice. Let's play the trailer for a little bit and.
But it was more funny when my boyfriend got wind of this. He's like, "Watch, it's gonna get delayed," and I immediately hanged up. I was like, "I don't need that shit."
Yeah. Now, granted, I think the game does look better. It looks sharp.
Yeah, it looked posture, right? Than, like the one we got.
Yeah, the initial trailer. It looked like kind of muddy and blocky looking.
Muddy, and the frame rate, you knew was like dying. I like Rodon's new look.
Yeah.
Enzo looked like he lost weight.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, it looked like he did lose some weight. And that's Yuri, right?
Luca?
Oh, is it Luca? Oh yeah, it is Luca. Yeah, sorry, I'm getting someone else mixed up.
I do like this, that it's like different forms. That Madam Butterfly.
Madam Butterfly.
I guess it is Madam. It is Madam Butterfly. I want to know who this is in this form.
Thank you, Professor. With all those eyes, I think you'd be a bit more perceptive.
And I do like the gameplay of what we will see with the kaiju battle.
Oh, and then there's another witch.
Yeah. Okay, so that's another Bayonetta. Apparently it was confirmed by Nintendo that this is another Bayonetta. So is this multiverse?
Right, yeah.
I like everything except for the shoulder pads.
Okay.
We survived.
We definitely survived. I don't know what happened, other than OBS crashed, and I think the perpetrator was an update from Windows, kind of just sitting there and be like, "Hey, hello." Yeah. So, anyways, you were talking about the shoulder pads that you didn't like.
Yeah, it's a little too much.
A little too much, yeah. I mean, I can kind of see that. I personally don't mind it, but yeah, I can kind of see where you're coming from. She does have a lot of stuff on her, looks like. She's pretty busy, is I think the correct word for that. I personally don't mind it, but yeah, she looks definitely busy, so yeah.
Let's go. This world is under my protection.
I wonder if that's the original Bayonetta.
Yeah,
Voice.
the original beta.
Yes, yes. Voice actress for Bayonetta.
Mhm. I mean, you can tell that there is a part in this trailer there that it is the original.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll chime in when that happens.
Right.
So here we have Virgil's daughter.
See, yeah, people say Virgil, but I see, well, yeah, because of the sword, but I see more Nero because of the jacket.
Don't stop them. This world is
Okay,
history.
Nero and Virgil made a baby.
Ugh.
You don't know what fucking shit I seen in Reddit.
He's somewhere in this world, and he can help us.
Yeah, I don't have much to say about Viola.
She sent me to find you.
Like, okay, I mean, she does look kind of cool, but I guess we'll have to see about the gameplay. But I don't know. What do you think of Viola?
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me.
I hope it's not like too much of the whole little trope of she's a rebellious teenager.
Mm-hmm.
Because I personally I'm kind of done with that. But if it's written well, then it's like, yeah,
Right.
you're
yeah.
a bitch, but I like you.
Mm-hmm.
Jean looks good,
Yeah.
and she's rocking that like the One Piece Amro like jacket.
Oh yeah. The over the shoulder sort of.
Yeah, just magically it's
Hanging.
on there. Like,
She sent me to find
Yeah.
yeah, she does look like she. I don't know. She looks like she could be like one of Hancock's advisors
Or
sisters.
or like Crocodile's like other like left hand person or whatever, right? Because she's got like the fur coat thing, and then that's kind of Crocodile's thing also.
Right. Change the cape or whatever, the coat and her dress to more like a kimono and stuff. She'll fit right into a Wano.
yeah, for sure.
someone seems very interested in our arrival. Is it him? Lesson 1. Carelessness will get your tail snipped, kitty. My name is Viola.
I know her name is pronounced Viola, but I'm swear to God I'm gonna be pronouncing it as Viola.
Viola.
Okay, and here's the part that you actually hear the original. So, original Bayonetta voice actors, you've been very good in keeping like, oh no, they didn't contact me. I don't think I'm part of this. Like you, it's like you liar.
Mhm.
So you always just turn at her, liar.
Right.
Superhero landing.
Yep. Yeah, pretty cool. We got more of what we wanted to see, I feel, and getting a better hint of what's going on in 3. Of course, we got to see the new character, right? Viola. So, yeah, I think it looks pretty cool. I mean, like we kind of said, like it's looking more polished. The frame rate looks smooth. Especially with the cinematic stuff. And I'm sure the gameplay is going to be pretty top notch when it comes to that alone.
Yeah.
Even on the Switch.
I just hope our switches ain't gonna go away.
Yeah.
That's why again, I really hope like Christmas time we do get like a hint of a Switch 2.0.
Of sorts, maybe. Yeah, looking pretty good for the most part, I feel. And the story itself, I feel, is going to be pretty interesting since we're going to be seeing multiple witches and Bayonettas at that, so... I like to see what happens. Now, I saw you posted another thing on Discord about a feature that's in
Yeah, that
Bayonetta.
feature.
We both pretty much posted that, so let me bring it up real quick.
Me looking at that feature is like, you know what? Okay. Am I gonna use this feature? Hell no.
Right, but
Well, maybe on my second playthrough. But
But yeah, basically, there's going to be a feature in the new Bayonetta called, what is it, like Naive Angel or something like that? I think what's called. Yeah, it's right there. And so,
well, somebody in another thread called this for kids.
oh yeah, the 4Kids.
The for kids feature. I was like, what do you mean? Oh,
yes.
Yeah. It's like, yes, I can now see it now. 4 kids got their hands on this.
So yeah, basically, it's like censoring or covering up much of the skin for Bayonetta and such other scenes and stuff like that. So for those who want to go that route, so at least there's options, I guess. So yeah, you know, there's that.
Yeah,
I think
like the captions right there. Platinum Games actually added a feature that you can turn on and off if you are afraid to be caught playing Bayonetta in the living room.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like thinking, it's like, why would you be playing it in the living room?
I know, right? There's handheld. That's why there's handheld mode, or you gotta play these games. You gotta just try to play in the room best as you can, man. You're gonna be missing out on some good old Bayonetta goodness.
And then I also read that there are still people that's still mad that Bayo 3 is still a Nintendo console exclusive. It's like, well,
yeah, I remember. Don't forget what happened.
Sony and Microsoft had their fucking chance.
And yeah, literally, Sony also said like, fuck it, you know, we ain't giving you money or whatever. And then Nintendo's like, yeah, we will.
And Nintendo's like,
that's
Nintendo was like, you know what, we need to expand our
library
game catalog.
Our library.
Come here.
Yeah.
It's like, come here, Platinum, give me that.
Yeah, Nintendo pretty much saved Bayonetta, so that's why it's only on Nintendo. So people kind of forget that sometimes, right?
I mean, yes, she's still a Sega
character. Yeah,
she's still Sega. Sega still owns her, but we all know it's actually Nintendo. But that was
pretty much. You can kind of like interchange it. It's like kind of like how you associate Sonic. Like, yeah, I mean, Sonic had his time on Nintendo for a while, but now I think he's multi-platform again. But there was a time though when Nintendo offered quite a bit of money for the Sonic games. So yeah, same thing here. But except Bayonetta is actually was saved by Nintendo. So yeah, you gotta think about that sort of thing. So. But yeah, I'm happy to see that Bayonetta 3 got more news. We have a release date now, and it's in October, so I'll definitely try to pick it up in October.
Yep.
Yeah. I'll definitely look forward to that.
And then we also, hopefully when it drops, because it is kind of confirmed, we're getting the collector's edition. That was kind of only was Europe only, and now we're finally getting it to the West. Because again, I was really pissed off that Bayonetta 2's collector's edition was only Europe and East Asia only, and I'm like, why?
Yeah.
But I just hope is it gonna be under Nintendo's fault or Sega's? I don't know. I just don't want it to be like how Xenoblade 3's collector's edition went down.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because from what I heard, it was through Simmons and my boyfriend. That purchase window was so fucking tiny.
Yeah.
And then it was like done, and then there's no like second wave. Like, oh, there's a big, it's like Nintendo. There's a big demand for this. Reopen it.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope it's not like this for Bayonetta 3. Like it's like a small ass window, and there's only like 100 units for the collector's edition, and that's it.
Right. That is, yeah. Hopefully that won't happen with Bayonetta's collector stuff. So hopefully that'll fall in smoothly. But yeah. Nonetheless, though, I do look forward to the game, and we have October to look forward to a little more, thanks to Bayonetta. So yeah. Anything else you wanted to chime in, add in?
Apparently, Bayonetta 3 comes out on the same day as Resident Evil Village Go DLC, whatever it's called.
Oh, okay.
So, good luck, everybody else.
Yeah. Halloween's gonna be pretty lit, right? Halloween gaming is gonna be pretty lit. I definitely do feel. All right. This one. Let me just see. What was this one about? Oh yeah. It talks about the other witch, the other Bayonetta. So yeah, pretty much confirming what he's been saying and stuff like that about, oh, this being another Bayonetta. So probably we're probably gonna have, or likely we're gonna have multiple Bayos in one sitting. So yes, sir. And we have to remember what happened with the very first trailer of Bayonetta 3. The Cereza, or the original Bayo, got shot up. Her legs were the only thing remaining. So that's what happened. So that was probably like one Bayonetta in one universe. And yes, we do have time traveling, so that's why it opens that sort of door. But anyway, let's move on to more games. So meanwhile, while that's happening, Apex Legends, the Battle Royale game, is actually reportedly having some sort of single-player game in early development, in fact, according to at least Game Informer. Yeah.
We already had those type of like single-player games. It's like those small events.
Pretty much, right? Like I feel like that's like kind of enough when it comes to like storytelling each of the characters. I feel that they should have just put that resource into another Timefall game, but seeing how they're so focused on Apex Legends right now, it's like, I guess that's what it is, right? Man, if we do get another Timefall somehow, it'd be so cool. And now, of course, I don't think it'll be tied to like the Legends themselves. Of course, I mean, it'll probably hopefully just expand the universe and stuff like that, and we get to fight in giant robot suits again. But that is not the case for right now, because we're only getting this Apex Legends single player game. I mean, we'll see of how cool or neat it looks, and maybe I'll consider it. But most of me is saying, why not Titanfall 3? Or any Titanfall at that. Makes me wish that would happen. But yeah, seeing how popular Apex Legends is right now, kinda see why. But yeah. Anything else you wanted to add on? Any other comment?
Why?
Yeah.
That is my comment. Why?
Yeah.
Who approved this? Was it you?
I mean, EA, probably.
No, it's like, you're like in the board meeting room. Who approved this?
Yeah.
Was it you?
Yeah.
Who am I throwing out the window?
Mm-hmm. Speaking of games in development, this one's more movie centric, because this one's featuring the ever so well remembered and cherished horror series Alien. There's gonna be another Alien game, single player action horror game called Aliens. So it will have according to this from Discussing Film, it'll have an original storyline set between alien and aliens. So that's kind of confusing because this game's called Aliens, so it's like, what? So maybe it's a working title. Maybe we'll see some sort of like subtitle under it, but yeah. We'll see where this is actually going to take place and who's going to be in it, who's going to be featured, and all that fun stuff. Any comment?
I don't know. I think the Alien game franchise has been like cursed.
Right, especially from the Colonial Marines type of timeline.
I mean, I can't really see that because the what was it called?
Isolation.
Not Isolation. Isolation was good. It's just that it needed to move. It was the most recent one. The team shooter.
The squad one. I forget what it was called. Yeah. I know what you're saying.
That one was actually good. It's just it looked like it was lacking.
Yeah, not enough.
It was like it's there. Like the basis was there.
The core was there.
Yeah. You need to sprinkle something on that game.
Right. Yeah.
But I don't know. Hopefully this. Well, it's a single player.
So this will be.
It picks up something from lore wise, through like the comics and all that.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully it's a good game. Just that's all I'm hoping to see, just for the sake of the fans. I mean, I'll probably just like be in the background about it, but I'll keep an eye on it and see if people like it. I know people who I follow really like Aliens, but anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
Well, it's Aliens. I'm kind of like wondering, like, are we gonna see Ripley, or even like have a mention of her?
I think she'll be mentioned at the most. It feels like, but we'll have to see. I mean, they'll always try to show Ripley for the sake of just because, right? At least with her face, anyway. I don't think her voice will be featured. But I mean, I could be wrong. Yeah. I mean, Bishop, right? Are we gonna see the Lance Hendrickson Bishop? Because he's also kind of like the veteran cast. Are we gonna see all the other like soldiers?
Ooh, I wonder if we're gonna see Michael Fassbender's character.
Oh, like yeah. Maybe, right? Because that would be more.
That would be.
Huh? Go ahead.
Because that would be like kind of like an interesting move of how maybe this game would be like the true connection.
Oh yeah.
For Covenant and not Covenant, Prometheus.
Prometheus.
Yeah,
Prometheus and the just alien stuff in general. Yeah, I mean, I was just about to say, like, yeah, the Fassbender's character is like more towards like the prequel stuff, right? Because Covenant and all that stuff. Yeah. So, I do feel like it would be a pretty cool like sort of tie-in or connection, like you were kind of saying, to this part or to this side of Aliens. So, I mean, we'll have to see. We'll have to see the trailer for it, blah blah blah. But I'm sure they'll be using the lovely Unreal 5, so I'm pretty sure the graphics will be top notch, hopefully for sure. It doesn't say who in particular. Oh no, it says right there. I think it's called. The studio is called Survios, I guess.
That you were about to say Cervantes. Like,
Cervantes, yeah. Survios, it looks like so. I guess according to this, it'll have a VR version as well. So that'll be pretty top notch. If that's done right or well enough, let's just say.
Okay, so I just jumped out to Google to Survios and stuff. Really, it's in Los Angeles, California.
Oh wow!
How about that?
How about that?
Their game library is. I only recognize 2 games. Creed Rise and Glory, The Walking Dead, Onslaught, which is mostly VR games.
Feels like it's gonna be a first person game. Since you know it's gonna be there's gonna be a VR version anyway, so I think they'll probably just make it first person.
Yep.
Yeah. Alrighty. If you have any more comments to throw in, I think we can definitely move on.
Yes.
Next one up involves with Gundam. This one's potentially could be a cool idea. This is during I believe Anime Expo. I've seen this guy around. He's like a content creator for like anime stuff. He was checking out the Gundam stuff, and basically what it what it looks like is that you're able to scan, I think, most or certain Gunpla into a game. And I guess he's like showing how it works, I guess. But let's put the audio on just to see how exactly it works. Hold on.
Please don't look at the flashing lights.
Yeah.
There is a Gunpla scanner that will scan your Gunpla so you can play it in game. That looks absolutely amazing. I gotta try this out. Alright guys, so this is the Anime Zone Gundam. It's unreleased yet. It's a new Gundam model, alright? But we're gonna try and scan this right now. That looks so cool. It's actually scanning the AZ. I can't believe it. They've actually made build fighters real. Got my bad handwriting as well. Down to the T. They've even got like a little bit where I messed up.
Huh. Oh wow, and then it even actually scanned in the markers.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's actually pretty cool. Yeah, what are you thinking, man? What comment do you have?
It's like, okay, time to see my Gundam. I call it the Bad Dragon.
I wonder if people. Funny you brought that up. I was gonna say, like, if people are gonna actually just scan objects into the Gunpla scanner and see if that actually works too. And so people will have ideas. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, and I wonder if it's just only it says Gunpla, but you know, there's like other type of models. You know,
Yeah.
like Digimon Gunplas and stuff. I wonder if that would scan in.
I'm pretty sure there has to be like prerequisites, of course. Like you have to have a certain size of Gunpla. But otherwise, yeah, if you have it, like you can like pretty much like do stuff to it, and it'll like pretty much come to kind of come to life in a video game potentially. So you know, like he kind of demonstrated that he put the Sharpie stuff on there, and it showed up in the in-game model, which is actually really cool. Now it's just a matter of like how big the scanner is going to be, how practical it's going to be, how much like space it's going to take up in your room, right? Along with like the rest of your Gunpla. I mean, you know, this could be great for people who collect Gunpla and are super dedicated to that side of Gundam. So yeah, they can potentially have fun with this little gadget. And yeah, they had a working demo on the floor for Anime Expo, so it's getting there definitely.
Yep.
So hopefully this idea can get ironed out and stuff, and the Gundam fan, the hardcore like Gunpla fans can like really have fun with it. So, any other comment you wanted to add in?
Nope.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty cool idea. Hopefully, it follows through someday. But it also will definitely open up doors for like other possibilities too. Like, I wonder if the Switch or some sort of like Nintendo console can like incorporate that idea somehow to the next game or next console, and scan your amiibos in, and then you know they do stuff. You know what I mean? Kind of like with Smash, but a little different. You're like scanning the whole figure, the whole like thing, not just the little chip in there, you know, into whatever game. So
Yeah.
now, speaking of Nintendo, funny enough, Nintendo, it was very much recently reported that Nintendo is going to be introducing benefits at their within the sort of employee side of things, for not only for heterosexual couples, but also for same-sex couples in common law marriages in order to support a wider range of employees. So Japan is kind of been known to not have such rights, especially with like gay marriage, same-sex marriage, and a lot of along with other countries too. But yeah, Japan is definitely one of them. But seems like Nintendo is taking that matter into their own hands somehow. So they're providing benefits for gay couples and also straight couples as well. So yeah, good on Nintendo if this is true. What do you think?
It's funny how, to me, like, it took this long to show like a Japanese company is actually moving forward with the times. And I like it
Yeah.
because I wonder who was the one that actually like just said, you know what, the old ways were good for back in the day. Let's move forward.
Right.
Good on you, Nintendo.
Yeah. Japan for the most part definitely right now for sure is more towards the right. You know, not trying to like bring in politics too much, but they're more towards like the conservative side of things. So, you know, you kind of see where that's going. So that's why they don't have, at least not yet, when it comes to same-sex marriage. So I believe, really, when it comes to major countries, I believe the United States is the only one still. I think just what pops into my mind. I don't know about Europe. I don't know if any of the European countries have such rights now. So yeah, I mean, the only one I can think of is the U.S. At least for big major countries, anyway. So, or within like anyway, within that scope, of course. But yeah, you know, it looks like Japan. When it comes to Japan, a gaming company is taking that into their own hands, like I kind of said. So, good on them for even considering the idea. So, you know, I give them credit for you know, including you know, a good chunk of that, you know. So it's especially with same-sex couples, you know, just to make sure that everyone receives those sort of benefits and rights and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, that's the good side of the industry. One of the few but good instances of the gaming industry, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm all for that. Yeah. The old golf clap. The old golf clap for Nintendo.
Yep. Now then, Nintendo, since you're doing this, the next step is put your shit on the virtual
console.
So we can fucking play some of those games.
Yeah.
So we don't have to use the P word to play those games.
Yep. So
which that would be lovely, but there are some games in their library I believe will not see the light of day. Because of restrictions.
Yeah.
What else? Licensing issues. So sorry. Project Cross Zone.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, maybe we'll get there someday, but we'll have to see.
Unless there is another Project Cross Zone in the work, and who knows? Maybe that'll be the game. Bayo and Dante finally teams up.
Yeah, right.
Please.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome.
If not, I'm just gonna go to another multiverse and find. It's like this universe sucks. I'm going to this.
I know, right? If only we can do that. Anyway, I think this is the last one for the game side of things. There's a thing called PlayStation Stars announced very recently from PlayStation, and I guess it's basically when you are, when you join the program, it's free, and you like buy stuff, or yeah, you buy stuff from the store, from like the PSN or whatever. Pretty much you'll get points for it, and then you also get points for just playing games, right? Completing trophies, activities, campaigns, whatever. Get loyalty points, which can be redeemed for your PSN wallet funds, for example, as Nibelian explains. And it's launching later this year. And they made it clear that this is not going to be oriented with NFTs, which it says right here. So, and of course, with PlayStation Plus subscribers, you'll get more points, stuff like that. And then what you can redeem so far, anyway, is standalone games, DLCs, collectibles, and more, and plus more in the future. It says monthly check-in campaign. So you just have, I think you have like dailies and stuff like that to do to earn more points. Unique special reward for the first player to get a platinum in the region, I guess. So, what do you think of this idea?
Kind of late in the game for this, but
Cool.
yay.
Yeah. I know,
It's like,
right?
Well,
I think they're trying to give more incentive to try to sign up for the PlayStation, what is it, Plus whatever program, the premium stuff, to like get more points for it, get more rewards. So it seems like it's almost like a force multiplier. Like you try to get more incentive to people to sign up for PlayStation Plus and up to get more points in that way. I don't know, maybe, yeah. But like you said, it's kind of late, kind of random that this happened at this time. But okay, I mean, hopefully it's well executed, and I'm also wondering when. Because there are times where I do buy stuff from directly from PlayStation, so I'm wondering if the people who have been on PlayStation Plus for a long time will like get some sort of like reward right away once this program launches. Which I'm sure it's like a lot of people, but yeah. Especially, you know, I already have a platinum trophy for one game, which is Tekken 7 randomly, so I'll get a point, get some points for that or something like that. I don't know, we'll see. Yeah.
yeah, and I'm also wondering, like, when you do sign up for this,
Yeah.
does your previous achievements count, or is it like a brand new, like,
That's what
any
I'm
game that's
yeah.
after is like, then it counts, and it's like, why?
That's what I'm kind of wondering. I was trying to allude to, like, I'm wondering if that is going to get counted, right? The past achievements, you know, is going to get counted, and you know, and like once we sign up to the program and it launches and stuff like that, like, are we going to get all those rewards just because we've accomplished quite a bit, right? So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how that flies.
Yep.
Pretty interesting. All right, that is pretty much it for the majority of the stuff. Did you watch Miss Marvel? Oh,
Yes, I did.
okay. Yeah, go ahead. What did you think of it?
The finale was, I want to say, interesting. The villain, the government agent, or whatever, that agent. And I was like, God, you're such an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, everything that she was doing, I was like, God, you're such an idiot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because from what I got from the series, like that particular like agency or whatever is supposed to be like under the radar, in the shadows, and then here she comes, guns a blazing, and I'm like,
Right.
oh yeah, damage control, and I'm like, you know, you guys suck.
For being
you
called
guys were
damage control. Yeah.
Or damage control, or it's like you guys suck. If you guys were a superhero and trying to hide your secret identity, yeah, this isn't no.
Yep.
But that one scene, that one section of the finale, I want to say it wasn't like pre-planned. It was, far before, stuff happened in the US, so I can't fault it, but it was kind of like a oof. Because, it was happening in a school. I was like,
Yeah.
You know what? I can't fault you guys. Because this show might have been like, or was made long before, so I can't fault.
No, yeah. No, I'm sure this was way before, all those instances that happened as of recent. So, I mean, same with Kenobi, right? I mean, they had to put out those warnings just because, which I understand. But back onto the subject, though. I mean, how did you like Miss Marvel as a whole? Not just the last episode alone. Now that it's finished.
I'll give it a low 8. Because I like the diversity, and I'm really, really like rolling my eyes at some of these critics and other people on Twitter saying that this show is too woke. Is like, oh,
right.
It's like too woke, huh? I guess you wouldn't like X-Men in your definition.
Right.
I liked it. I liked it as a whole. It's a low 8. I did not mind the changes to her powers because, again, to like some of the newer audience for the MCU, they already saw our certain stretchy guy in another movie.
Yes, yeah.
And if she still had the stretchy powers in this show, then some of those newer audience might be like, oh, she's just ripping off this guy, or blah blah blah. It's like,
yeah.
But they found a way to keep her stretchiness in a new form. So it's like, you know what, it works.
Yeah.
But then when they dropped the hard M there, and you heard a little music score, I was like, finally did it. The acquisition has been stamped.
Yes. I do like where it's going for the most part, but I don't like pretty much like a lot of things from Miss Marvel. But I do like the her family and her just growing up, dealing with the drama. I mean, I don't mind the drama stuff. It's just like the teen stuff, right? Like the coming of age sort of elements, and like the whole like what do you call it? Like that sort of teen school vibe that you kind of get, especially with like the drawings early on. Like I feel like that got lost during the middle of it, and then even by the end of it, like that didn't come back. Like it just kind of just felt like they just dumped it in in the middle of the show and completely forgot about it. So like it kind of like lost the vibe for me because that's how it's set up for me. So I was like, maybe they'll like do that for the rest of the show somehow. But they didn't. It's just kind of like went to a different direction. So I felt like this could have been like a different type of Marvel series where they can kind of like do a more of like a teen like a teen going through her powers and growing up with it type of thing. But then it kind of became like a more of like a shitty version of like any Marvel thing right now, like oh, you know, they're dealing with a super villain of sorts, right? But it was done. I felt like it was done kind of like in a kind of a messy way, and then how that resolve was kind of like, but like, do you know what? Do you see what I'm trying to get at? Like, I felt like it had like two directions, right? If you know, it had one direction, but then it went out to a different direction, and it didn't do that well enough for me to be won over. Like, it didn't win me over with that, you know. Like, I felt like it should have just had her just learn her powers, right, and then deal with, like, you know, the damage control. Like, oh, she has this and this and that, and then but when they introduced the clandestine and the djinn and stuff like that, that's where it fell apart for me, I feel. Especially with how that situation was resolved, you know. And I just felt like this could have easily been like a TV special almost. Like, it could have been like a mini series almost, like because oddly enough, I do like the teenage stuff, right? That when she's like with her friends like Bruno and her other friends and stuff like that, and then and there's that one girl that she saved out of nowhere that just came out and whatever, but like, minor spoilers, but whatever. Like, she kind of just came out of nowhere because of this stuff that was happening on the other side, right? With the whole clandestine stuff. Like, it could have been potentially cool, but I just felt like that could have been the next season, right? That could have been the next season of Miss Marvel if they were planning to do another season, or that could have been something for, the next, what is it? The Marvels is what it's called. I forget what it's called. Yeah, the Marvels, right? That itself could have been a plot for the Marvels potentially, but I'm pretty sure they'll do something kind of different-ish. Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty much like what the Disney shows are suffering is it's too short. A six episode season does not cut it nowadays when you have like a lot of information.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's why I believe that these Disney shows are the experiment round. So when they do more TV shows, probably they're gonna be like, hey, let's try maybe bump it to like a 10 episode.
Yeah.
I believe like for mostly all the current Marvel Disney shows, Hawkeye, Moon Knight, Miss Marvel, and such. She's like, yeah, I think you guys need it to be like maybe 1 or 2 more episodes.
Yeah, like 8. I feel like 8 is like a good minimum. You know, like just like that sweet spot. You know, or 10 even. Like 10 is starting to kind of push it a little bit. I feel for a TV show like that for one season at least. How long was Loki? You remember? Was it also 6? Was that 8?
Something like that.
Yeah. You gave it a low A. Honestly, I feel like it deserves a 6 from me. Like, because it is above average for me, but at the same time, a lot got lost with the whole clandestine stuff. And oddly enough, again, I did like the initial vibe of it, and I wouldn't mind if it's just about, you know, Kamala Khan learning her powers, growing up also with her, you know, her normal real life stuff, kind of going through that sort of phase. You know, you kind of see what it's like to be a teenager going through that sort of stuff within a Marvel universe. I wouldn't mind seeing that, but then they kind of like mashed in this story that kind of felt just very atypical of Marvel, and also just done in a pretty shitty way. So, you know, in my opinion. So it's yeah, and so because of that, there's just a whole bunch of just like, I felt like filler, you know, along the way too. But along the way, yeah, we got to see like the Pakistan stuff, which is pretty cool. Like, you kind of, I mean, I do give it extra points, and it's still a 6 out of 10 instead of like a 4 or 5 or whatever. It's because, you know, the whole like Pakistani stuff, you know, you get to kind of learn the culture and stuff like that, and I actually didn't mind it. Like, I didn't mind the whole like those aspects of the show with, you know, with her being at school and all that stuff, and when she picks up her powers and whatever, when she first wore the bangle and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But and then again, I hate to beat that dead horse or whatever, but the clandestine stuff just really made it fall apart. But on top of that too, like the damage control stuff too, like that was just like, you know, that was kind of, that felt like a throwaway, honestly. But they were in there anyway. And that final episode, man, it felt like it very much felt like like a Home Alone type of thing, right? You know, they made those traps and blah blah blah, and very very cartoonish, right? And so, but you know, if they kept that like sort of that teenage sort of school drama type of thing, it would have made a little more sense. But because of the clandestine stuff, it tried to be that more of that Marvel thing, that MCU thing that we've seen over time. But again, in my eyes, it was done not well, you know. So that's why I gave it a 6. So it was great. I think it was great for the first couple episodes, but then it kind of, again, it fell apart, and by the end of it, I just kind of lost a lot of that care for it. But there were some cool things in between. So yeah. Anything else wanted to toss in for Marvel?
Well, pretty much it will be spoiler territory, so I'm not gonna go into that until like maybe later on, because I think my theory was correct when I was talking to my friends about the bango, of how it is tied to Shang-Chi.
Yeah, cosmic
And
stuff.
all I'm saying is that the Shang-Chi's rings let out a beacon. In the what was it? Mid-credit scene, Kamala's bangle did something, so I was like, maybe like timeline-wise, Shang-Chi and Miss Marvel were like parallel. Like anything that was happening with Shang-Chi, it was also happening the same time as
Yeah. Okay, now that you connected it, I'm like, oh, maybe that's why that part happened, right? So, not gonna spoil it too, of course. So, yeah. But yeah, I like the tie-ins and stuff like that. I like what it has by the end of it. So I like the setup for it, but I don't like what the middle of it had, for the most part, unfortunately. So unless it had more episodes to cover, then maybe I could have been incorporated better. But it's kind of just like boom, 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 boom. I felt like too, and then it was not done right. On top of that, and then like episode 5 almost felt like the finale, but then they just threw in that extra episode just to like, you know what I mean? I felt like 5 was the final one for some reason, but oh well, I mean, if you watch it, you'll know why. But you know, I don't know. It could have been better, definitely. But yeah, you know, it is what it is. So it's just another part of the MCU stuff. So would you have to watch it? Probably, just to kind of get the better sense of it, of what's going on, you know. But yeah, just get ready for the goofy whatever stuff, especially with the Jin / clandestine. Oh man. But anyway, I think that's pretty much all I got. Have you started The Boys season 3 at all, or?
Last week I finished that infamous episode. Herogasm.
Oh, nice.
I had to close the doors and windows.
Yes.
And I was watching at night and actually turned on my AC to kind of drown. And I was like, Jesus Christ. How can anyone watch this in broad daylight?
I know, right? Unless somehow all your parents and everyone in your family is like completely okay with it, which is like a rare.
With it, or they're also watching it.
They're also watching it. Yeah, they also like The Boys somehow, which is like a miracle.
I mean, I can't really say that because when I was watching Game of Thrones, my grandfather watched like from season 1 through 6, and the first early seasons of Game of Thrones had a lot of scenes.
Mm-hmm.
So I will be like watching and then kind of like looking at the corner of my eyes, like, don't judge me.
Yeah.
Don't judge me. Say something, please.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God.
Yeah.
So I'm almost caught up. Just not yet. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That episode.
Yeah. No, I get you. No, I mean it's really good. Definitely finish it. I like it where it's setting up, you know, where it's going. Yeah, very good. I say it's still my favorite streaming series for right now. With the boys. Yep. Especially with like Homelander and stuff like that, man. Oh boy. Alright, well, I think that's all we got for this episode. Thank you very much for tuning in for today. Hopefully, well, definitely by at least by 2 weeks later, we'll have something because of Evo, right? Hopefully. We'll see. And I think, well, I guess we'll play by ear. If there's like nothing right before an Evo, we'll probably just save it for the week after Evo or something like that. We'll see. We'll see how it all plays out. But yeah, it looks like it's gonna be pretty slow. But we'll see for the rest of July. But we'll play by ear. We'll see. Unless there's like a bunch of like random anime stuff or like just things happening, you know. So, so yeah. Either way, nonetheless, thank you very much, and don't forget to follow all the possible ways to listen to this podcast, including Spotify and iTunes, but also on YouTube as well. So all the stuff should be in the description. And yeah, so hopefully we'll be back. And but until then, we'll see you in next episode. Bye-bye.
So about them decals.